No one doing business? Who is doing business? Feel free. My session is going to be very interactive. I have just 30 minutes and I'll try to spend it well. You're doing, what do you do? You're a caterer, okay. So any other person? No other person. So we want to see what we can do as, to start a business as a novice. So I don't really believe that anybody is a novice because we are all born to do something. We all have something that we carry that is inside of us. And so, which can translate to money. So what is business? Business is having, for me, my own definition of business is what I can do that can give me economic benefit and generate revenue for me, and also impact on my environment. I'm always very keen on my environment, you know. So that is what business is for me. So I don't want to make money and destroy my environment. I don't want to make money and affect another human being's life. So we have to see business from the perspective of helping. So you're making money, but you're also doing good. It's very important. There's so many other ways you can make money, and you're doing bad. So I want to believe that our own perspective of business is doing good and making money at the same time. So there's so many things that we can do that would help us to achieve. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself first before I go on. So, like Idris introduced me, my name is JAEBEE Shittu. I am a furniture maker. I am a carpenter. I'm an engineer. I'm an interior designer. I'm a mother. I wear so many hats. And I got into carpentry when I was 14. So I've been doing woodwork, furniture making for over 25 years. Wow. And I got into it out of, I didn't even know I was into it. I didn't even know what I was doing really. You know, I just found myself in the furniture company. My mom would tell me to come and help out. I would go there and work. I didn't know I was learning a trade that would now make me relevant in today's society. So because of my background, I specifically encourage women, especially the younger ones, to look in this direction of furniture making and in skills that are supposed to be termed, masculine, do you understand? So I'm also the first lady of the Professional Carpenters and Furniture Makers Association of Nigeria. So, and everybody calls me the furniture queen because that is all I do and that is what I am about. So how did I even go into furniture making? Like I said, I was just a young girl that my mom would force to go to the factory, and I would work with her, and I went to school. I studied mechanical engineering. That was where I got to know Engineer Idris. We were in the same school at the point, and in the same department too. And then when I finished my engineering, I found out that I wasn't really interested in working for anybody. So naturally, I went back to work with my mom in our furniture company, right? And I was there as a production manager, overseeing production and all of that. And I had a problem because she was making only high-end furniture, and which means that people that were in my own cadre, middle-income earners, do you understand? They couldn't afford the kind of furniture that my mother's company was making. And that was a problem for me. So I'm trying to link my story to what I'm about to talk about. So for you to go into business, the first thing is that there has to be a problem that you want to solve, right? Yeah. If you have to, first of all, identify a problem you want to solve that you have capacity to solve. Yeah. Now, I have learned furniture making over the years, which I was just going and playing, but I was acquiring skill. Though I didn't even know the value of the skill I was acquiring at that time, but I was acquiring skill. And then I realized that when my friends come and they say, oh, they come to my house was very beautiful because, I mean, we sell the furniture, we make the furniture, so we can afford to have everything. And so they come and they see my house, oh, your house is so fine. Let me go and tell my parents. They want to also buy furniture. And then they come to my mom, and my mom will give them the price of our furniture, and everybody will almost collapse. Because at that time, our furniture factory was in Songwater. But all our customers were in Ikoyi and VI. There was no Lekki then. So you can imagine the cadre of work that we were doing. And so when a Songwater parent comes to meet my mom and she gets an Ikoyi price, it will not work. So I was living in Songwater, and the people in Songwater could not afford the furniture that I was buying. So what happened? I had to think and say, how can I make this same furniture for the people in Songwater to afford? That is the capacity that I have. That is the skill that I have. And I went to meet my mom, and I told her, Mommy, can't we have another line of products that will not be as high as this one, that these people like us can afford? And she said to me, no, I can't do that kind of furniture. I know it's bad quality, blah, 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 blah. Then what did I do? I started doing my research. How can I produce this same quality? Maybe not at that quality, but a quality that is acceptable, a quality that will last for, let's say, another 5 years. So if I do Ikoyi furniture that will last for 100 years, how can I make sure that I'm able to produce furniture that will last like 5 years for my Songwater people and maybe Lagos mainland people? Because I've also realized that these people are upwardly mobile. So it means that they're not staying there. You know, so as their income increases, they upgrade. So they don't really want to buy a furniture of their level that will last them a lifetime. It means that we're saying that these people will not grow. So how can I change my material? How can I work on my designs in such a way that I'll be able to reduce my overall cost of production, to be able to do something that they can afford? And that was what bettered my company, JAEBEE Furniture. And so when I did all my research, changed material, did everything, went to my mom, she said, absolutely no way, this cannot work. I can't do this quality. And then I resigned. I resigned from her business when she needed me most, because I had a nudge to solve a problem. So what I'm using my story, I want you to relate to my story today. One, I saw that there was a need in the market, right? So before you start a business, you must first of all identify a need. You cannot just wake up and say, I say people wake up and say they have passion. They have passion. It is not about having passion. Passion should just make you make the leap. But if you have passion and you're selling the wrong product, who will buy it? Nobody. Remember, I said you're doing good to generate money. That is business to me. Yeah. So if you have passion and nobody is ready to buy, you know, I see a lot of people now, they wake up and say, oh, I want to be a fashion designer, especially our ladies. And they start to design clothes that you have 100 people designing the same clothes. Yeah. Me, I will buy from maybe a friend that I know. What will make me come and buy for you? I'm not saying that these businesses are not okay, but these markets are saturated. There are already people excelling in that space. So you coming into that space as a fresher, you will do a lot of work because people are already there and they're not ready to leave. So you come in as a fresher, you don't have the same money that they have. They've built relationship over the years. They've built a network of people. They have funds, they have supply that can give them credit. You are totally fresh. You can't come in and have passion in that same sector unless you change what you're doing. So if you want to say you want to make fashion, for example, and then everybody is doing, they are doing fashion, you can go into garments. You can make baby underwear. You can make, if you want to really sew, you can make trainer pants. You can make underwear. You can make other things. But what I'm trying to say is that it shouldn't be that same thing that everybody is doing that you also want to do. So remember I said that I pulled out of my parents' company, and then I was about to start my own. And I did not even have capital. And that's another thing I need to make you understand today. Money is the last thing you need to start a business. Money is the last thing you need to start a business. I'm not sure I had 10,000 naira when I was starting my business. But what did I have? I have markets. Remember I said market is most important. I had market, my friends' parents, my friends' friends. So I knew that if I start to make furniture for these people, they will patronize me. I had credibility, which I had built from serving my mom. So they know that, oh, if Joy is coming to make furniture, they've seen Joy's mother's furniture. And so they know that, oh, Joy cannot do something that is not okay. So I was riding on my mom's credibility. So you will not come in as a fresher and say that you have not intended with anybody. You have not served anybody. Nobody has mentored you. And you are saying, oh, I want to start. Whose credibility will you ride upon? Because nobody knows you. Are you with me? Yeah. So you need to serve people so that you can get their endorsement to say, don't worry. Let's give it to her. Give it to him. I can stand for that person. So you have to check yourself, your character too. It's so important because if you don't have a good character build, nobody will stand for you. And the place of people standing for you in business is much more than you have money in your pockets. It's much more. When people can vouch and say, don't worry, give her. Is it 10 million? Give her. Don't worry, she will perform. They don't know you, but they know that other person. So you are right with that person's integrity. But for that person to say that about you, because the person trusts your character, and the person knows that you will deliver. So as you grow, as you want to start, you have to work on yourself, on your character, on your person. You have to be a person of integrity that stands by our word or his word at every point in time. So that people can say, no, I can vouch for you because you need people. So like I said, we have the market, right? And I saw a problem which a market can take. The next thing, how do I start? Remember, I don't have money. Just like most of you, you don't have the capital. What did I do? When I told my mom I was resigning, she didn't talk to me for 6 months because I left her business when she needed me more. She was thinking, oh, I've invested so much in this girl. So she has gone to school. She's back now. I can rest. You know that kind of thing. Yeah. But I saw that her business was going to close down in a few years. I knew it because the world is shifting. You know, we have the power of tech. We're studying trends. Our parents are not studying trends. They believe that things will be like the way it is, like the way it is. Everything is fashion. Even furniture is fashion for us. So trends are changing. New materials are evolving. And she has refused to use this or try this material because she just feels that, I know how to do woodwork, I will stay there. Meanwhile, the young people are not looking for wood, they're looking for something else. But because I capitalized on the fact that I understood the trend, and I was doing heavy research on what is obtainable abroad, how can I meet that? Look for how I can maximize my inputs, optimally use every resource that I have in order to bring my costs down. So I was working on that. I didn't have money, so I went to meet my mom. Before I went to meet my mom, at the back of my house, I used the money that I had, 10,000 naira. I did a carpenter's bench, right? Back of the house I was living. And I put a small canopy like this. That was all the money I had, right? And I put that. And I went to meet my mom. I told her that, Mommy, I want to start my own furniture business. She was like, oh, possible. That's what she told me. I said, okay. Our customers cannot come to me. She was serving multinationals. She was serving expatriates who are we don't have work. I will give the money. Dressing up to go to people I'm dressing up. He will be like, which work are you going to say? Don't worry. I will go. I will sit down in the middle of that shop that I wanted to do at my showroom. I will sit down in the middle, but I wasn't seeing all of that depth. I was seeing what I want to see. So it's also a mindset thing. If you don't see it, it can never happen to you. So I was in the middle of rubbish, but I was seeing beauty. I was seeing what I could transform that place to. And I also said, skill is important, remember. So as I knew I was going to go into furniture making at that time, I had to look at all the other skills that I needed to make it happen for myself. I think when I was pregnant for my first child, my mom was allowing me to close early. I was closing by 4 o'clock. So there's a lady near my house that sews. And I knew that I need to be able to sew if I still want to do other things like upholstery. So when I close from work, I'll go to the lady's shop. I told her I want to learn how to sew. She was like, but she was older than, I'm way older than her. And I was like 6 months pregnant, my first child. And I'm like, but don't worry, I have 2 hours for my time. So what are you doing with your time? And then I will come in, after I close from work, I'll get to her shop around 4:30. I'll stay in her shop from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. I'll learn how to sew. I was acquiring skill. So for everything business that you want to do, all the prerequisite skills that surround it, you must acquire. And it mustn't be, and right now, there are a lot of free resources. That's a good thing. Free resources that you don't even have to pay. It's when you now want to be advanced that you go and pay. But you can go to YouTube, you can go to, a lot of resources are free right now, unlike then. And I thought I learned how to sew. So I was sitting in the middle of that shop. When I hear anybody drive and park in my husband's office, I'll go and look at the person if he's my husband's friend. I'll just go and say, come and see my office. And they will follow me. Madam, my husband will be so angry that I'm disgracing him now. Why am I showing that? Come, this one will say, take 5,000, take this one. I painted that place in faces. The boy that painted that shop for me, I cannot forget the name, Aremu. So we'll buy 4 liters of paint today. We'll paint one half like this. That's what we can paint. Other money will come. We'll paint. And that was what when I finished painting, I took, I was just picking, I'm just telling you, I'm picking things from my environment. People add things. I want this one. I didn't have money to buy materials to create my first set of furniture. I went to meet my mom. I told her that she has a lot, when customer, the price that they are selling is high. So when the customer sees one small thing like this, they will reject the furniture and they will pack it and they will make a fresh one for them. They can afford to. So I told her, I said, okay, I don't have much money to buy materials to make fresh furniture for this shop. All these rejects, let me pack them, sell them to me on credit. I will go and refurbish them. And then when I refurbish them, when I sell, I will bring your money. I negotiated. Because she was my mom, she agreed. What I'm trying to say is that you also have people like that around you. Explore and make use of your relationships. And so she said, okay, go and pack them, because they were just actually waste to her. So I packed these things in my car. I took it to the back of my house, my workshop, Abi, and Femi came. Femi. How can we turn this thing around? Remember, they were very good quality material. So it's not as if that they are bad furniture. Never been used, but maybe out of one defect, the customer is just so Femi and I, worked on them, sprayed them and everything, and then we put them in the shop. I didn't have curtains to use for my window. I went to people that were selling cotton fabric, this board that they use for this thing now, in the market where they sew. I begged them to give me all the, when you are cutting a fabric, you will have off-cut, right? I said, please, can you give me all this off-cut? He said, no, efficient, just give me. They gave me the off-cut. I can sew, right? So I set on my machine. I started sewing them in small strips. I now put them on all my windows. They were now looking like rainbow, very colorful. I remember that time, students from CU, because I was in Nota, CU, Covenant University, and Bells University, they were coming to my store to request for that rainbow cutting for their room. Do you understand? Yeah. And I made money from that, off-cut of material. It became beauty. So you need to see beyond where you are and see every item as a resource that you can use to create economic value for yourself. And I could have been there in self-pity and say, after my mom died, my husband, but I was not doing that. So I put this furniture, I put them. I had one small girl, my niece. I said to him, you are going to be the secretary. She was living with me. So when we go to the office, she just finished by 8, so she's not waiting for admission. So two of us, we go in the morning. She will sit at one at the entrance, like she's the receptionist, me and the madam. The madam is not, there's no office, so, but we shall agree, like, when we get any footstep, I put people at the time in the office. And that's how one day, one guy just walked into the store, and the guy looked at all the furniture that we have refurbished. When the guy asked me for price, I was stuttering, because I was like, I didn't have the confidence to call price. I should have called price of one, I think it was called 30,000, I can't remember, I think it was 30,000. He said he wanted one bar. I just had different pieces because I did not, it just, what is not good, give me. I will probably go and sell. Then I said, okay, how, there was no POS, there's no ATM, so you have to pay cash. The guy just came, went, so we're thinking that, but that was the first person that would enter my store since I opened. That was not my relative that just came to greet me. And the man went and came back and brought 150,000 naira deposit and gave me for that furniture. I fell on the floor. I was just crying. Because I did not even believe that I can sell. You understand? But the thing is, I had the tenacity to keep pushing. I knew where I was going. And that was what bettered JAEBEE Furniture. That's how we started selling. From there, I started doing bigger jobs and bigger jobs and bigger jobs and bigger jobs. What I'm trying to tell you today is, one, remember I said market. A market would always have a problem. You are the person to provide solution to that problem. No business would thrive if you're not solving a problem. And you cannot stand without having people that you can ride on their credibility. So you must have people that mentor you, people that, coach you, people that you also serve. Because nowadays people just want to collect. You're not willing to serve. I have an architect that worked with me. She resigned from her job. She's a young widow, and she's an architect. She wanted to learn furniture making, and I added it to her portfolio. She's a young widow, and she resigned from my job like 3 years ago. Actually from my church, so my pastor's wife just introduced her to me that she wanted me to, mentor her and all of that. And she was with me for 1 year, and this lady served me for 1 year. She was my driver for 1 year. She was my PA for 1 year. So everything I do, I pour into her. She's doing so well. When she was about to leave, I helped her to set up her own workshop. You understand? So today she will come to me and sis, I'll say, okay, do this. When I moved. I said I moved. She came to my house to arrange my kitchen. I said, sis, you are moving. Okay, let me come and spend 1 day. She came. Up till now, she's still serving me. And it means that if she calls me once, I will answer her 4 times. So most of you don't want to serve people. I also have people that I serve, that I carry their bag. That once they cough and I'm following them because I aspire to know as much as they are. And they guide me because you cannot know it all. People have been there before you. People have seen things that you have not seen. So why make mistakes? Why don't you ride on their knowledge and make your path easier? That is what mentorship is about. So you don't fall into error. You have people that will say, that road, I passed it, don't worry, just follow like this, you cannot make anything there. Is it not better than for you to follow that road and you make mistake, you start destroying again, you're wasting time. So, like I said, remember that you need people. You need your family and friends when you are starting. They are the ones that when you do the work, I have done jobs in the beginning that was rubbish, that was doing trial and error. And because it's family and friends, they will collect and they say, we shall manage it because it is you. But they say that I also try my best to make sure that I do it in such a way that I can make it work for them. So I will not ride on the fact that they are my friends, family and friends and give them bad quality. But they will give me second chance because they are my people. So your learning process is, who are the people buying from you first? It's people that you know. But when they complain, don't take it in bad faith. Ask them, do it, and make sure that you now satisfy them. Because one thing that is bad about family and friends is that when you do bad job for them, they'll just look at it, okay, they will never call you again. They will say, me only choice. But if it's an outsider, another will call you and point it out. It's better. So if you say there's any issue, make sure that because there are people that can give you money up front. The people that can give you money up front. If I want to do something now, I just start a fashion house and I want to start sewing. People that will say, let me give her money up front, let me even try. It's like I know. There are people that can take a risk on me. So you have to understand those people are your capital. You understand? So when you know, and as you start to try to be accountable. On very little things, be accountable. Keep your books. Separate your money. Your money is not business money. The earlier you start it, the better for you. That is what I see a lot of people do. Separate it. CAC, there are a lot of CAC business registration is about 10,000 naira. If you, at least when you make your first money, register your business name. Start from there. Open bank account. Because opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities for SMEs and upcoming businesses in this country. But if you don't have a business name, you don't have your business bank account, they don't even know what, they want to know if you are making profit or not. But they just want to say that you're keeping records. So if they borrow you money, they're like, oh, this person is accountable, he's writing everything down. You understand? And they will be able to say, from that record that you have, we can assist with so and so, because you get to a point that you want to expand. So you have to have that goal. You have to think about it from now. Where do I want to take this thing to? Where do I want to see it go? And you start operating from that level from now. So I don't know if you have questions, because I've been talking. I don't know if you are even following me. Are there questions for me before I quickly do my summary and round up? Okay, please.
We are talking about mentorship, and the major way we see it these days, if like I'm into HR now, then
Your name?
Okay, my name is Rukayat. I'm currently working as Administrative Human Resources Officer. Okay, in my organization, I'm the only one in that department. So most time, I go online to learn. But looking for mentorship sometimes is very hard, because I will go online, look at people that have more experience than I do, then I ask them that, can they be my mentor? And most time, they won't reply. I keep going on. And sometimes I just have to go through some myths, probably my lecturers. But sometimes I need people that are really into it. There are some parts that it will be very difficult for me that I need someone, because working alone, being the only one in administrative human resources, it requires a lot of effort on my side to keep learning. I want to know, I would like to have someone who will guide me and be like, okay, you have to learn this first. Okay, you've learned this. It could have been better if you put this effort into it. But I have to be the one assessing myself and evaluating myself. So sometimes mentorship, when we go to them directly, if you know them, it's easier. But when you don't know them and you go online, sometimes they don't even give you feedback that you want.
Okay, so if I hear you correctly, you're trying to assess mentors online. If you send me an email that you want me to be your mentor, I will not answer you. And I'll tell you why. There are people, I say, start with your network. There might be a woman that is selling provision that you have noticed in your area, that used to have one small shop like this. And this woman now has a supermarket. The woman you always do, Ekaroma, you're passing, Ekaroma. Those are people you approach first. Don't go and be looking for people that don't know you. Business is business, let me tell you. So I have different mentors. The people that are not even in my own industry are my mentors. Business principles is universal. Get that first. If you now want to tailor it down to your own niche, then you'll be going for training. It's two different things. So you approach people that are within your means first. As you begin to grow, you begin to network. As I'm walking out of here, for example, you've spoken to me. I've noticed you. And you approach me and say, please, can you be my mentor? I say, I'll give you my card. I say, okay, talk to me later. That is why you go for events like this. But you cannot just wake up randomly. We are all busy people. And you know, the truth is that a lot of youths are not even serious. So who has energy? So you have to prove to me that you're serious before I will waste my time sitting down with you for 1 hour and talking about your business. I also report to people. So start with the people around you that you can assess. As you grow, the bigger names, they will notice you, and they'll be willing to work with your brand to grow. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much, ma. I've really gained from your experience. My name is Olabode Ilori. As we all know, the road to success is always very rough. We can't shy away from that fact. There will be some times you will meet brick walls, crossroads. But in the course of telling us your way to the top, maybe you are not there yet, you are still going higher in Jesus' name. So I want you to tell us how you manage those brick walls along your way to the top. Thank you.
Okay, so my time is up, but I'll just quickly answer that one. Okay, so, how do I put it now? There is nothing that is easy, right? And nothing comes easy, nothing comes like, bam. I have had to, my business crashed in 2016. I had worked for 10 years, and everything that I have worked for collapsed under 1 month. My business, everything in the building, I was left like this, nothing, 2016. And in 3 years, I built back, and I got more than what I had lost. So you will have downtimes. What keeps me as a person is that I'm a very tenacious human being. I do not give up. I have a fighting spirit. I'm a warrior. So because of that spirit that I have, I can do anything that I know that I can do, or that God puts in my heart. Nothing is impossible. I just dream it, and I sit and I run with everything that I have. So challenges will come, but where is your fighting spirit? People lose, I mean, not say people that are billionaires, they lose billions, they lose everything, and they stand up again. It is that spirit that I cannot fail. So when challenges come, how do you approach it? How do you see it? I see it as another way of not doing it. So I come and I pick up my lessons. I would say every entrepreneur is a risk taker. That is one thing. We just take risks. You're starting a business, it's not risk. You're just basing everything based on assumptions. There's really nothing that is definite. You understand? But as you go through it, you're learning. So things will go wrong. But when things go wrong, what do you pick out from there? Do you pick out lessons from that situation? Or you wallow in self-pity and say, my village people are doing me, like we do. And we go and we're doing prayer and fasting over village people. And you're not looking at where you got it wrong. You're not looking at what you could have done better. You're not looking at alternative way of doing it right. You understand? So it's how you pick up yourself. You have to pick up yourself and say it is not the end of the world. I have lost everything. And I tell you, everything. I started from scratch. In fact, at that time, I think I got a scholarship with Oxfam. And Oxfam was doing a program for entrepreneurs that were earning so amount that time. And then the criteria was that you must have at least 10 workers. So you're they were working on, they call that program Work in Progress. I was the first batch in Nigeria that they worked with, 13 of us they worked with in Nigeria. And they were just trying to transform and help us scale our businesses and change our business model from for-profit to social enterprises. You understand? Because I run a social enterprise model right now. So they had come to inspect my factory. They had seen everything. Before I was selected, out of 6,000 people that applied in Nigeria, only 13 of us were selected. And by the time the program was starting, I had lost my factory. What would you have done? The day this program was starting, when I went to class the first day, I said I wanted to because they will assign consultants to you that will work with you, and I had a primary consultant. And I walked up to him, and I told him, I said, I would like to see you, sir. He said, what is it? I said, I no longer have a business. I'm starting from scratch. That program was for business owners, right? I'm true to myself in every situation, and it's very important. You can deceive other people, you cannot deceive yourself. Tell yourself the truth and tell the people that will help you the truth so that they can help you. I had a friend that had a problem like that, and she was bragging and forming. Me, I went and said, I don't have a business. They said, you don't have a business. Okay, what do we do? Now had a consultant meeting among the 6 of them. And they said that we will make you our experiment in Nigeria. Right now, for Oxfam, I am the most improved SME in Nigeria for them. And they've gone round Africa, it's just me that they carry. They now said, okay, we will work with you to make sure that this business thrives. I was true to them. They started setting timelines for me for things that I will achieve. They started setting goals for me. They will come to my business, they will help me with every area, HR, accounts, legal, everything to build the business back. And today we have a business back. And you see those people that are my consultants, they are my mentors till today. Every 3 months, I render accounts of my business to them. Because I need them to help me to look at where I'm making mistakes and where I'm going through error. I plan the next phase of growth with them. They will now say, oh, one call me, I said, Joy, we have another thing that I want you to achieve now. I said, well, okay, now, we're scaling this business, we're going mass production in the next 2 years, let's work with it. Let's run. See me in the office. So, I'll just start by saying, be true to yourself. Seek mentors and try to, how do I put it now? Have that fighting spirit. You're not fighting with anybody. You're fighting with yourself because it's you, only you. You are the one that wants to win. I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm just in competition with myself, with a better version of myself. So for every time I wake up in the morning, I want to be better for it. And I want to do things, like I said, that would give me money and also impact positively on my environment. Thank you. So I don't think I can pick any question.
Thank you so very much, Joy. I know you have, no, before you go, she actually told me she has a meeting out of Lagos, so she will be leaving Lagos immediately now. And I believe that we have been imparted. Please, a round of applause for her again. So, Joy, before you go, you need to bless somebody here. Now, and because we said this program will start by 9, I actually collected the attendance, and we have seen those who have actually been punctual. So it's now left to you to bless somebody amongst these participants. So what do you want to do for us?
Okay, so I believe that the best thing you can give anybody is education and knowledge. So what I can do is that when the organizers choose among the first set of people that come, anyone, I will say female now, anyone that is interested in furniture making, I have a class coming up, I think 2nd of May, starting, a part-time class, and I think we're trying to use Agege here for classes, where we teach people how to become furniture makers, the rudiment of furniture making, from everything that has to do with it for you to start your business. It's a 27 weeks course every Saturday, and the cost of that program is 250,000. But I'll give somebody that program for free here. So that's what I can do.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I think you picked my phone. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. A round of applause for Joy. Before we go for the next speaker,